Okay. So we all have mental pictures of what some professionals are supposed to look like, right? So if I say nurses, what mental pictures would you have? Well, what I have is a good-looking girl in a tight white uniform, mid-thigh, front button with a deep V-neck. Ladies, gentlemen, my wife Carol is a nurse.
So you have a nurse?
And she's a good-looking girl.
Yes.
But she has never, ever worn one of those tight white uniforms.
On Wednesday she is.
Not tight. Marrying a nurse, I found out a few things about nurses. One misconception I had was that having a nurse at home meant that I had somebody to take care of my bumps and bruises. Wrong! That was cleared up early in our relationship. I was training the cedar edge, cutting some of the branches, when I snipped one of my fingers. I ran into the house to show Carol and for her to take care of it. She turned and said, "What are you doing? You're bleeding over my floor. Get out of here!" So I did. She followed and cleaned up my wounds and looked at it and said, "Geez, I can't believe I have to wash my floor again for a scratch." A scratch? My finger was practically split in two. It was open from here to there. And it hurt like hell. She said, "It's just a scratch. Suck it up." I now know that unless I'm dying, I have a strange new disease she has never seen before, or leaking body fluid from places I'm not supposed to, that I better suck it up. Going out with a nurse, you end up socializing with nurses. And I find out that once you put 3 or 4 together, they become very loud. I don't know, it's because they have to whisper. Oh, they make me so loud socially.
Welcome to Tracy.
I know Carol's been thrown out of at least 2 restaurants with co-workers. And I've been told on many occasions to tone it down. Of course, the subject nurses like to talk about might have something to do with it. The wounds, how big they are, how deep, what's coming out of them. Weird disease and stranger symptoms. Going out with a nurse is not for the weak stomachs. Or hypochondriacs. I get back home from most dinner evenings on an empty stomach and a new disease. Socializing with nurses, you end up knowing quite a few. And it was all apparent that I knew many when I went in for my cystoscopy. You know, the camera and the...
Yeah.
So I went into the front desk and I said, "Hi Chantal, how you doing? I haven't seen you since the Christmas party." Said, "Hi Joe, doing great." She got me to sign a few forms and then asked me to get into a 3-sleeve gown. I eventually figured it out. I'm an engineer. Once I got the gown on, I went to the next station. Said, "Hi Lucille, how you doing? How's Claus?" Told me all about Claus and their trip to Germany while taking my blood temperature and samples and all that. And then she took me to the operating room. That's what it's called, an operating room, even though nothing gets cut. And in there was the OR nurse. I said, "Hi Rosalind, how you doing?" She said, "Hi Joe, doing great. Can you get on the table, raise the gown above your waist, and put your feet on the stair?" So I got on the table, raised the gown above my waist, and put my feet on the stair. Usually here I apologize for the mental picture, but you all seem much worse than that. So while she was prepping me, Rosalind was asking me some questions. So how's the bathroom renovation coming along? What color did you guys pick? Oh, what counter that I find that countertop she was looking for? I was naked and not on my best, probably because of the high school iodine. Getting these treatments from somebody you know is not fun.
No.
And it makes for a weird conversation at the next Christmas party. Knowing many nurses, I can now say with all confidence that not all Florence Nightingales. And none of them wears a tight white uniform I like.
Except for Pierre.
So they all are awesome individuals that put their lives and their health on the line every day to help others. And that's why we are very proud to say that our daughter, Elise, is now a nurse. And she's going to be a great nurse. We know because this summer, when Carol dropped the heavy cutting board edgewise on her foot, and Carol was in terrible, terrible pain, Elise stepped right in, carefully removed the sock, examined the foot, gingerly feeling for damage, then turned to her mother and said, "It's just a scratch, look at that."